Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Well, hello, my people. Welcome to another edition of the Connection to Better Living, or as we like to say in fun, the antidote for boring radio, because we are innovative, we are on top of things, we like to keep fresh. That's why we change our topics from time to time, and that's it, okay? Uncle Orly went to Cuba, and now I'm back to tell you all about it. And I think, I had other topics to talk about, but Cuba is, my opinion, it has to be in everybody's bucket list, seriously. I have been selling Cuba for quite a number of years, and I had not been there in a long, long time, I have to confess. And now that I went, I have to tell you that it renewed my interest in doing more, because not only is the destination fantastic, but it's a very misunderstood place. A lot of people, they post things on YouTube, and if that's what they want to do, they want to do. But it's actually, a lot of the stuff that they put is degrading to the real, honest Cuba. And I don't do that. I like to talk about the reality of the place and whatnot. So we're going to be talking about it. Michael, do you think we can do a whole show?
I think we can. I'm fascinated by Cuba. I'm fascinated. There's just so much history in that small island, going all the way back to indigenous peoples, to the Spanish armadas.
It used to be the central bank for Spain. All the gold and everything that went from the Americas went to Cuba.
Yeah, and I'm reading recently about the American Revolution and how important the Cuba and Jamaica and those kind of crop colonies were to England during the American Revolution. So they're like, all right, well, we can't divert forces to America. We really got to protect, this. And so that kind of opened the door for the Continental Army. Yeah. And just, of course, the 20th century history with the Revolution and also, the kind of fun Godfather mafia stuff going on during the 50s. So, yeah, there's a lot of meat on that bone.
One of the most fascinating things is the story of Ernest Hemingway. I visited his home.
With the cats? A bunch of cats, right? Isn't there a cat colony living in his house?
It's there's a yacht, the Pilar, is there. And then there's some graves that are, I think they're like his pets, or whatever, But, it's a very unique place. It's called Finca Vigia. And I also went to the Floridita, where he spent a lot of time having drinks, inventing the daiquiri. So there you go. Why don't we take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, let's immerse ourselves in Cuba. Okay. Hola, hola.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-745-9090. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-745-9090. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-745-9090.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
As I mentioned at the introduction of the show, I recently spent some time in Cuba. I had not been there in ages. I'm talking like really long time. And when I first went there, yeah, there was a lot more deterioration years and years ago, 15 years, 20 years ago. Today, actually, there are sections of Havana that are in full restoration, like old Havana near the Malecon and all of that. Is the traditional Cuba, the big buildings, side-to-side buildings, and I mean, it's actually just looking at the reconstruction of it is great, because it's like the preservation of history. While in many countries, history is being set aside, like something not important. In Cuba, everybody loves their history, and they're devoted to it. There are signs. Obviously, it is a communist country, and there's poverty and there's negatives to it. But I have to say that what I witnessed was more positive than negative. I mean, there are areas there that match Beverly Hills, state for the state. It's really, really, really nice, big. The people are super friendly. They don't have any animosity towards the American people. And the thing is that they are very well educated. They're poor, they're simple, but education has been one of their main focuses. So they know the tempo of the world. They really know. And one of the things that you notice is that the revolution is dissipating at gigantic paces. People are very positive. They recognize the government for what it is. As a tourist, we are restricted. We from America are restricted to 12 categories to go, and hotels that we can stay at and whatnot. But the funny thing is that we can put people in a restricted hotel, which is a 5-star hotel, which you can say, well, the bed and breakfasts were all filled. So okay, that's fine. That's okay. There's a way of traveling. You cannot go directly to a beach zone if you're from the U.S. You have to do a cultural event. You have to do some sort of social experimentation in the destination, And there is just so much to see. I mean, just looking at the old cars, the old classic cars. If you're a car fan, oh man, you drool all day long looking at these beautifully restored, pristine cars.
Everything, like pretty much 1959 was the cutoff point. That's when the revolution started. And so, all those great, Chevys and Bel Airs and early Impalas.
You see cars from the 40s to the end of the 50s, and mostly convertibles, but there are all kinds. If you go there and all of a sudden you look at this beautiful car and you go like, that's an American car? Because you don't see them here at all, like the 57 Plymouth Furies with the what they used to call the ducktails. You don't see them here. And if you do, I mean, they're like collector items and whatnot. Now, one of the things that people need to know is that, can you see this?
Yeah.
That's a 40s car. And if you see it in the street, it looks just like that. They don't have parts for these cars. So craftsmen in Cuba, if this car gets into an accident and it ruins the fender, they have to reconstruct one, and they do it.
They hand fabricate that from scratch.
Yeah. Now, mechanical-wise is a different story. A lot of these cars, all the running gear, from engine, transmission to rear ends and all of that, in many cases, they're from Korean cars or Japanese cars. But, you know, it is what it is. They cannot get parts. Even if here you can still get parts. There's aftermarket parts. But how do you ship them over there when they're restricted?
Hey man, it's, you give me the styling and the comfort of a 40s or 50s car with the efficiency of a Japanese or a Korean car underneath. Sign me up.
I know. I mean, once they're running, nobody cares. I mean, it's just the look. But they're actually national treasure. Under no circumstance will they leave Cuba ever.
Well, also because the island is so small that you're not going to put 100,000 miles on that. Like you're not going to, you're not taking a 3,000 mile road trip in those cars.
No. They are. I mean, look at this. This is a 54 Chevy. I mean, look at that. And that's the way they look. They're all polished all the time. And I mean, there's actually thousands of these cars all over Havana. And then you see them on the road. People use them as taxis. Now they're being used primarily for taking tourist people along the Malecon area of Havana and nearby. They don't go too far. But you do see them on the road from time to time. Now, at different destinations, they have their own set of these cars too, to tour around, and it's fantastic. I went to Viñales, which is the strangest cave there is. I mean, I went inside this cave, and inside is full of growths, what is it called, stalactites?
Stalagmites, stalactites.
Right.
Stalactites come from the top, stalagmites come from the bottom.
Okay. And these are shaped naturally like different animals, like they go to crocodile. And you see this thing that looks exactly like a crocodile coming down, You have to kind of use your imagination a little bit, but it's like that. But it's like, there's a river that goes through it, so you're in a boat, And it's really mysterious, it's damp, it's like, but it's a lot of fun. And then you go to Viñales, where you learn all about the tobacco, to roll cigars. So anyway, we're starting on the fun here. We're going to be getting in deeper and deeper into it. We'll be right back.
These are the sounds of Colombo's Italian Steakhouse.
Look at this ribeye. You see that ribeye?
Fantastic.
fantastic. Incredible.
This is delicious.
Sausage and lentil soup, special today. Very, very good.
Look at this garlic bread. Best garlic bread I ever had.
And here's Vic Perino, owner and operator of Columbo's.
A lot of the Italian recipes are my uncle's own recipes. We have a lot of people coming back for his hand-rolled lasagna. We make it basically from scratch. I think ours is exceptional.
Here's Vic on what makes Columbo's different than any other Italian restaurant.
The other thing that sets us apart from other Italian restaurants is that we're an Italian steakhouse. We specialize in our steaks.
Plus, there's more.
They're coming for a lot of reasons to value. Their value per dollar that they're getting, plus coming into a neighborhood-friendly place. That, sometimes we're actually accused of being the melting pot of Eagle Rock.
Columbo's in Eagle Rock on Colorado Boulevard, 323-254-9138. Manja.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. That's 800-559-4185.
Come relax and rediscover Ka'anapali Resort on Maui. Ka'anapali Maui is so close and so easy to get there. And once you arrive at Ka'anapali Resort, say goodbye to stress, worries, and work, and hello to paradise and fun. Rediscover Ka'anapali Maui. New restaurants, new hotel upgrades, a myriad of activities, golf courses with an ocean view, 2 shopping centers, 11 properties, spa treatments for all. And this October, join us for the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. Tastings, wine, food, new chefs, golf, pickleball, and our new Hawaiian barbecue. Relax and learn about Hawaiian culture. Discover Ka'anapali Beach Resort on the west side of Maui. Visit ka'anapaliresort.com. KAANAPALI resort.com.
Yeah. That is Cuba at its best right there. The music. And you know what is really funny is that you hear it all over from it's a very buzzing place. You would think that a lot of people here, well, it's communist and whatnot. No, it's actually a capitalistic system. Okay? The new government there with Raul Castro, who's not very active at all anymore, has opened up the idea that money is good, instead of before where it was all for the government.
Very similar to what happened in Vietnam.
Yeah, exactly. The communism is more symbolic than anything else. One thing that I spoke to a lot of people, and they don't dislike America at all, contrary to belief, okay? What they don't like is the present government. They don't trust it, okay? And funny enough, a lot of people say, well, Trump had him restricted this and that and the other. And it was the other way around. The only thing that he did was, I think he closed down one of the categories, people to people, and that type of stuff. But one of the things that they actually see is that a positive American administration will put more of a backstop for Russia in Cuba. I mean, Russia, They have a humongous embassy. You see all these antennas and stuff like that. They're all aimed here, you know.
Submarine base too.
Yeah,
Russia's got over there.
So they don't have anything wrong with the Russian people. They're all over the place. I mean, you know,
it was the Hawaii for Russia for a long time.
Yeah, but all that is kind of waning away. I mean, you know, like Russia is broke. You know, I mean, like, so, I mean, it's time to kind of move on from that world domination thing. And I think Cuba's a good example because even in the hardest time right now, they are so happy, and they go around their little mopeds and whatnot, but the nightclubs, every day of the week, every night of the week, they're like this, full. Food is expensive, unless you go to really out of the way place that is more Cuban than international type of stuff, okay? And the food is fantastic. The only thing is that you have to put up with certain shortage of things like, there's no toilet paper and stuff like that. But, you can prepare. It's not a hardship. Now, some people from here, from us, from America, we need to go there with an open mind and to really get rid of that. What would you call it? Spoiledness?
Sense of entitlement.
Yeah, sense of entitlement that we have about traveling and whatnot. Just go there and be. Just go there and enjoy the place. I can guarantee everybody that goes there will come out feeling really, really at ease with life. It's so peaceful. It's very, very inspirational to see the people there, poor or not. I mean, everybody's poor. Some of them are a little bit better than others, but they hustle. They work, man. I had a guy that was with me 24 hours a day, his own car, the whole thing. And everywhere we went, the only thing that he asked, well, of course, he has a daily salary, which is peanuts. But he says, "Hey, you buy me lunch." And the guy, man, he took advantage of the situation. Man. I never seen anybody eat so much in my life. But you know what? By the same token, it was like very good feeling to see, And he kept on keeping a little bit for his kids, to take to his kids. So they're beautiful people. They really are. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about my experience rolling a cigar and something else. We'll be right back.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-475-7125. 800-475-7125. That's 800-475-7125.
The Allstate America's Best Drivers Report is here. So which city has the nation's safest drivers? Glenn Shapiro of Allstate.
Kansas City, Kansas earned the #1 spot, followed by Brownsville, Texas, and Madison, Wisconsin. We want to educate all drivers to be vigilant. The number of deadly collisions continues to rise, and they can happen anywhere at any time.
That's why Allstate is working on a plan to encourage all drivers to be safe.
For years, Allstate has released its list of the safest driving cities, and we think every city should strive to be on top. So this summer, we're launching our new campaign to continue our advocacy for roadway safety, from the busiest highways to neighborhood streets.
Shapiro says driver behavior can make all the difference.
Most collisions are caused by preventable human error, so keep a safe distance between you and the car in front of you. Avoid distractions like texting while driving, and of course never operate under the influence. Simple precautions like this can keep us all safer.
For more, go to allstate.com/bestdriversreport.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Welcome back to Cuba. I went to Vinales, which is the capital of tobacco in Cuba. And you go to the plantations and you can actually go and see how the cigars are made. And it's really interesting because it's just not any leaves, you know. I mean, the leaves are really sorted out for which one is going to be the outer covering.
The wrapper.
And then the ones inside. And then in the middle, there's actually a shredded filling, okay? And there's a technique for it about rolling it. And they do it so fast and so perfect. They gave me some of the material so I could try it out. And it came out okay. You know, I mean, the cigar came out okay. Except that you would need like a 20-horse suction pump to be able to pull smoke through it because it was so... I guess I really rolled it very, very tight. So, I mean...
Yeah, that's the art of it. The art of it, and this is why, you know, handmade cigars are so sought after and expensive as compared to, you know, ones that are made with a mechanical roller, because, you know, these guys have been doing it for generations and know the perfect, you know, tightness or lack of tightness, that is.
They as they go, they do like some wrapping, you know, and then it's a flash. They just kind of like, and then they do something else, and then this is the end one, and then they put the little ring on it, and that's it. It's done. But throughout the entire process, I mean, they can roll a cigar, I would say, in probably a minute and do it so perfect. And they're all the same size. They keep them put in with these racks, and they're all the same exact size. And while they're doing one, somebody else is picking the leaves for the inside, chop, whatever. All the materials are right there. They're just it's a production line, but it's all hand, you know. Sadly, I don't smoke anymore. I stopped in 2001. But being around people that smoke these cigars, the smell is like perfume. It's like, it almost opens up your wish to start again, you know? But just smelling it, it's like, and people enjoy it in such a fashion that it's great. The only bad thing is that you cannot bring them here to the States. You cannot buy and bring. The same with the rum, you know?
Yeah, that needs to stop. I mean, it's been long enough. The revolution was over. I mean, and it's tough. I mean, we're not a political show, but there's a constituency here in the United States, specifically in Florida, that, they're still fighting the revolution. They're still, want to, do the Bay of Pigs Part 2. And so it's a tough situation.
It is. And what it is that it's not so much that they want to go and fight. They want to actually have the liberty of going back and visiting their family.
Yeah, and that's the tough part too, is because you have all these exiles that and there's still the regime in charge, and it's dangerous for them to return, like you said, to visit their families.
Actually, they can go back if they're American citizens, right? But remember one thing: in Latin America, you can become an American citizen, but you never lose your original citizenship. Like I have dual citizenship, Costa Rica. Panamanians the same way. I mean, it's all like that. Almost, I don't know Europe, but in Latin America, you never lose your origins at all. So in Cuba, it's the same. So when Cubans go there, even with U.S. passports and the U.S. visa for exit, the whole thing, there's a nervousness about the fact that if they happen to be people that were part of the anti-government revolution and they left on a boat somewhere, they're all nervous about the fact that maybe they'll be pulled away and kept there or whatever, which I don't know that that's ever happened, but I mean, that's their feeling. So, they all are able to travel nowadays. They can leave Cuba on missions of business, tourism. They travel to Europe. They travel to, even not here so much, but they could. They have special permits if they want to come to a travel fair. They're able to come here. It takes a lot for the government to give them a visa to go out. But anyway, so they are all eager to be able to go, and it's funny because they love it if you happen to have a T-shirt that has the U.S. flag. People actually come to you and they go, ¿Me vendes la camisa? Do you want to sell the shirt? So, I mean, people love everything that is U.S. U.S. is an admired country. Let's put it that way. I mean, seriously, we need to actually love it enough to protect it more than we do. But anyway, again, like you say, we're not a political show. We're talking about Cuba. If you look at the history of Cuba, it used to be the paradise for American of influence. The country club that's in Varadero, which is a beach area, used to belong to the DuPont family. And you go there and you see the country club today is actually a hotel inside the golf course. And it's the Varadero Country Club. Now, the property real name is Xanadu. you know, and it's beautiful. I mean, the golf course is actually magnificent. It's old, but it's laid out so beautifully. So, you know, we have to go play golf over there. You play golf?
Play golf? Not so much. I have golfed, but actually playing golf, not so much. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the DuPonts had, the Posts had, you know, an estate down there. There's polo grounds down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. You go to areas and you figure that you're in San Marino, Beverly Hills, Pacific Palisades. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 800-785-9618. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-785-9618 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 800-785-9618 right now to schedule your tax-deductible vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-785-9618 now. Do you ever just look in the mirror and wish you could recapture that youthful glow? Well, wish no more. Greska's Face Serum uses the cutting-edge science of carbon-60 to target the signs of aging and reveal your skin's true beauty. The secret? Only 2 natural ingredients. Our Nobel Prize-winning carbon-60 molecule, which knocks out the sun's UV damage, and a high-quality cosmetic squalane oil. The payoff is a radiant complexion that is smoother and more evenly toned. Greska's Face Serum is your ally in the fight against aging, reducing the appearance of age spots and wrinkles over time. It works great for acne too. Call now for our introductory offer at 720-600-6040 or visit our website at c60.com. That's 720-600-6040 or c60.com. Greska's Carbon 60 for a beautiful you. c60.com.
One of the things that you mentioned was that this situation with restrictions should end, you know? And it's true. Do you realize that there's a minute, if there's 100 cows in the entire island, it's too many. There's no cattle. Although there's fields everywhere, there's no cattle. But most of the meats that go into the island come from here. Most of the chickens, all the chickens, are from the U.S. So there's already trade, you know? Like you say, it's time to just kind of like open it up.
Yeah, I mean, both you and I have no love for, you know, restrictive communist regimes.
No.
And that's what it is at the very, very top. But I think it's been proven that the sanctions, international sanctions, especially, you know, they hurt the people at the bottom a lot more than they hurt the people at the top.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know that the situation politically is the same as it was back in the 50s. I mean, the U.S. speaks to the Russians on everything nowadays, you know. We have bases everywhere. Now, I understand the closeness and all of that, but I think people from everywhere are more aware that being stupid and destroying the world can be a bad day for everybody, man. You know, come on, man. Gonna ruin the weekend for me, man. Put that bomb away. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So nobody wants that. I mean, people today really, from everywhere, they want to just be with other people, mingle, have fun, enjoy life, you know? Because people have been more and more aware of the fact that life is short. I mean, once you run your cycle, it's a bummer, but you have to go, man. And that's it. But so why live it in confrontation all the time, you know? There was a big thing that I was looking at, that North Korea and South Korea, some soldiers got together at the border and they shook hands and they spent some time together and everything else. I love to see that. I love to see stuff like that, you know? I mean, right now in Havana, you go buy souvenirs, and sadly, everything that you've tried to find is very, very low grade, okay? Everything that they have for that purpose is cheapy stuff, but that's cute. But mostly what they try to push a lot of is because a lot of these concessions are government owned, okay? So what they try to push is the T-shirts with Che Guevara on it, and Fidel, and Viva la Revolución. That went down in like the 50s, man. I mean, today, there are some diehards, even here, that they think that they're impressing somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Che Guevara
dumbass college kids who, you know, got the Che Guevara poster on their wall and all that.
Yeah, but do they go over there and help people with the revolution? No. That's just the thing. It's like a lot of these people, they protest everything under the sun. But here, when the struggle is in Palestine, you know, go there. Tell them to cure the problem, you know? Anyway, you cannot bring bottles of rum, which is like sad, because the rum is over there is pure molasses. It's like out of this world. The Havana Club, we went to one of their factories, and you can smell it. I mean, it's like, so good. The only bad thing is that obviously, Cuba Libres are very popular, okay? But there's no Coke. They have a version of what Coke is. And you can actually taste it. You order a rum and Coke, and you go like, this is not Coke. But they cannot get Coca-Cola. It used to be that the Coca-Cola that was made for Cuba was either made in Cuba or from Mexico, which is totally different than the version that we get here. I buy Mexican Coca-Colas here.
Mexican Coca-Cola, for those who do not know, is made with pure cane sugar rather than sweetened with corn syrup, and that's how you pretty much get it everywhere else in the world.
There you go. There you go. You know the technology, which is really good. But you can buy Mexican Cokes here. They're expensive.
It's like you can get them at like hipster restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, I buy them at Vallarta. You can actually buy them at Smart and Final. Depending on the size of bottle that you want, you can buy the big bottles, you know. But it is a world of difference when you make a rum and Coke with Havana Club and real Coke, Mexican Coke. Ha, man.
How's that the next day? Because I mean, you have a couple of those because you're gonna have real sugar Coke and then rum, which has got a lot of sugar in it. How's that the next day?
Well, I limit myself to two of them, and I'll tell you why. I am a diabetic, okay, but couple of
when in Rome,
little increase of insulin will take care of business. There's always a solution, Michael. You know, you just have to find it.
You're a problem solver, Orlando.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
No more mold. No more damage. No more outdated old bathroom. No more slipping and hurting. No more stress. Make your ordinary bathroom extraordinary for only $99 per month. New shower, new door, new tub, new wall, new anti-slip technology. Be stress-free. Call 800-973-5411. BCI Bath and Shower is made in America for the highest quality. Ask about our military and senior discounts. Your dream bathroom in as little as one day. First 50 callers save $1,500 on a never clear glass treated door. Call now for free premium color upgrades. 800-973-5411. Call BCI Bath and Shower, the leader in bathroom remodeling. Be smart, safe, and stay a step ahead of inflation with our interest-free financing options. Call 800-973-5411. Love your bathroom with free upgrades. Call 800-973-5411. 800-973-5411.
These are the sounds of Columbo's Italian Steakhouse.
Look at this ribeye. Did you see that ribeye?
Fantastic. Incredible.
This is delicious.
Sausage and lentil soup, special today. Very, very good.
Look at this garlic bread. Best garlic bread I ever had.
And here's Vic Perino, owner and operator of Columbo's.
A lot of the Italian recipes are my uncle's own recipes. We have a lot of people coming back for his hand-rolled lasagna. We make it basically from scratch. I think ours is exceptional.
Here's Vic on what makes Columbo's different than any other Italian restaurant.
The other thing that sets us apart from other Italian restaurants is that we're an Italian steakhouse. We specialize in our steaks.
Plus, there's more.
They're coming for a lot of reasons to value. Their value per dollar that they're getting, plus coming into a neighborhood-friendly place. Sometimes we're actually accused of being the melting pot of Eagle Rock.
Columbo's in Eagle Rock on Colorado Boulevard, 323-254-9138. Mangia.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
All right, we need to really speed this up. And one of the things that I forgot to, I've been talking so much about other things, that food needs to be talked about in Cuba, because it's one of the main interesting things to experience. Beef is not exactly one of their prime food topics there. Pork, fish, shellfish. And if you want a bargain and you love lobster, here you would buy a lobster, I don't know, 8 ounces, 10 ounces, probably cost you $60, $70. $18 over there with...
I have a photo here that you sent me. Let's see what this is right here. So describe what we got going on here.
That's a lobster dish right there, yeah. And that's probably about a good little over half a pound of lobster. It was plenty big, with a little rice salad, and it's a well-balanced meal, and it was delicious. It was like super well prepared, and the reason that it makes it taste so good too, I think, is that everything cooked outside of the capital is done mainly on wood burning stoves. So it has that smoky flavor on everything that you do, like the pork, and yeah, that is one of their kitchens. It's primarily just a big area, open area, and in the middle you have all the ashes and the fire underneath the ashes there, and they put the stuff on the grates, and that's how they cook. And there is a fact that in Costa Rica, there's places that specialize in wood stoves, for restaurants. The food tastes so much different. It's not barbecue; it's actual wood, and it's fantastic. The prices are not bad. If you stay in the capital and you go to like the big fancy hotels to eat, the food is expensive, and it's not any better than if you go to like the local, more the what they call the Cuban places that are not government controlled. Okay, you can double your meals for a lot less than what you would at other places. So drinks are really well prepared. They're really good. Although, like I said, when you have a Cuba Libre with the local Coke, it tastes a little bit different. But once you go about 18 of them, you can't tell the difference. But all in all, I have to say, it's a place that needs to be experienced. Okay, we can talk about it all day long. We can show pictures. We can show videos. You have to experience it by yourself.
Just real fast, if you want to get a taste of Cuba before you go to Cuba and you're out here in the Southland, there's a great Cuban restaurant called Versailles.
Versailles,
great Cuban food.
There are many of them. That Versailles is a little bit of more of a chain. They have several of them, but there are some that are smaller, and you can get a taste of the real Cuba. But I mean, the best thing is actually called luxtravel.buzz, and we can give you all the information and set up a trip for you. You will be so happy. You're going to need plastic surgery to remove that smile from your face. It's been great. Have a great weekend. See you next week. See you, Mike.
Are you tired of your favorite talk show sounding like this?